How many of you have ever thrown something out of the car window or thrown something onto the ground outside in general? People should realize that Earth is not one big trash can and that we need to stop littering. I am an advocate for keeping my community clean, and I truly believe we are destroying our planet. I've always volunteered in a number of community service events where we simply pick an area and clean up the trash. The amount of trash we find and collect is ridiculous. I would not only like to talk about how we're inflicting horrific harm and pain on our planet, but also what steps we can take to break these poor habits. A small but well known quote: seeing is believing. Again, such a short quote, but so true. So let's see what's going on so I can help you understand that there is a problem. Littering definitely affects lives. So, starting with the aquatic life, here is a picture from 2015, the Dodo, which is an online journal. They posted a turtle with plastic that got stuck around his shell, and it has deformed his shell. The second picture is from Lockhart. She works for the Telegraph, and in 2015, she got this video of marine biologists trying to pull a straw out of this turtle's nose, and as you can see, he's bleeding pretty bad. But littering also affects life on land. Here is another picture from 2015, Country Life, an online magazine that is showing a porcupine with plastic stuck around his neck as well. And the second picture is a deer with rubbish in his antlers, and this was posted by the RSPCA, which is the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, and this is an organization based out of the UK. So all of these incidents have one thing in common: they were all affected by poor human waste habits. One example of a poor, human waste incident, it was a BP oil spill. Not exactly littering, but definitely actions from humans. The wildlife or the aquatic life also had to, they were affected by it. So here's a picture comparing one of the pelicans covered in oil versus what a regular pelican should look like. The oil picture comes from a 2012 article from CNN written by an author named Brazil. And then the second picture I just pulled off of Google from a website called allaboutbirds.org. And then we also have to be mindful of the things that we throw into nature. So in 2016, Sciencing, an online article, had one of their people, Miss Catherine Irving, talk about how animals crawl into bottles or jars that we throw out, but they end up getting stuck in them and they can't get out, so they just kind of end up dying in there. That's just tragic. But she also talks about how the things we throw out can infiltrate the soil. She says the soil absorbs the toxins that litter creates and affects plants and crops. However, we then may start a domino effect. In math, they say, what you do to one side, you must do to the other. But let's see how that also applies to the issue of littering. We have things called waste bins. So I really feel like this is a good way to, throw your trash away properly. There are trash cans everywhere. And if you can't find one, then just hold on to your trash until you reach a trash can. Another option is recycling. Recycling helps certain waste products make sure that they get disposed of properly. That way they're not, misplaced and then in the hands of another animal. They also have bins for recycling everywhere as well, and a good place that does this is Publix. They always have tons of bins for recycling, plastic bags, paper, anything you can think of that we mostly recycle, cans, and even KSU, they have places where you can recycle batteries, and I think that's very important. But we can fix these issues. We can fix these poor waste habits. One thing we can do is to always try to make sure we have a trash can. For instance, if you're in your car, maybe keep a bag in there that you can hold your trash in instead of just throwing it out the window. And again, like I said before, you just hold on to your trash until you reach a place that has a trash can. You have to go back home, so eventually you'll get to a trash can. So just hold it until then. We also want to make sure that we get involved. We need to continue to volunteer for community service events and help clean up our planet. If we don't do it, who will? There's a lot of trash out there. And another thing we can do is stop the people around us from littering. So if you see your friend or your someone in your family get ready to litter, just kind of warn them about the effects that wildlife has on what we do, and maybe even try to help pick up after them if they don't really see a problem with them. But some people do need an issue to hit close to home before they can really understand it. So picture this. It's a hot summer day, you're riding in the car with your friends, eating snacks, maybe smoking, drinking sodas, etc. You guys don't really plan on stopping anywhere for a while, so you kind of throw your soda out of the window. A couple of days later, you take your dog for a walk on the side of the road, the same road you threw your soda can out on. You don't realize your dog has picked up the soda can until he starts whimpering. You bend down to check on him, and your now deformed aluminum soda can has cut him on the mouth, snout, tongue, and he is bleeding pretty bad. Do you realize how easy it is for littering to affect our environment? We also don't know how that leftover beverage in the can affected the soil. We need to do a better job of being more considerate to the fact that human lives are not the only lives that exist or matter. This place is a home to all of us, and we need to begin treating it like such. So I've talked to you about the effects we have on our entire environment, for example, marine life, life on land, and we even touched a bit on plant life. These topics also helped us discuss how we can at least start breaking our habits and how to help out. The main thing I want you all to take from this is to throw your trash away in waste bins. You can influence many other people to follow your actions. Today I bought gum. It's one of the most things that is littered, and I plan on giving everyone a piece in hopes that gum and the wrapper find their way to its proper location when finished. I hope you think of this speech and the effects we have on animal life before you may decide to just throw or spit it out on the ground. We need to treat the earth like we treat the homes we live in, because essentially it is our home. A quote from Golden Environmental Prize winner Terry Swearingen: We are living on this planet as if we had another one to go to. Thank you.